So help me God. Almighty God, creator and ruler of heaven and earth, we beseech thee to inspire and guide all our counsels and actions, so that we may always walk in the path of justice, love, and charity to one another. Help us with thy grace to do only those things that will promote the unity, peace, happiness, and prosperity of Nigeria.
Take us to the
Honorable members, I've examined and approved the votes and proceedings of Wednesday, 12 February 2025. We have two announcements. It could have been three, if not because the leader of the Labour came to my office before me. I would have made a very pleasant announcement that will make him to have a very good day. But I am postponing.
I appreciate.
I'm
Mr.
postponing
Speaker.
until next week.
Next week?
Yes.
You promised 3 weeks.
Well, we'll review when we meet later. Honorable colleagues, today, 13 February 2025, marks exactly 49 years since the tragic assassination of General Murtala Muhammed, GCFR, Nigeria's fourth head of state. Murtala was born in Kano in 1938. General Muhammad led with vision and decisiveness, introducing transformative policies such as civil service reforms, the drafting of a new constitution, and the designation of Abuja as Nigeria's federal capital. Sadly, his life was cut short on this day in 1976, leaving behind a legacy of patriotism and leadership. In his honor, the House will now observe a 1-minute silence and calls for the annual recognition of 13 February as Murtala Muhammed Day. Honorable colleagues, with your kind permission, can we please rise and observe a minute silence in honor of this great hero? May his soul rest in peace. Honorable colleagues, it's my pleasure to announce the presence of students of Al-Hamidin Academy who are coming all the way from the core district of Abuja. Please, can you rise for recognition? Please, can we appreciate them? You are welcome. You may sit down, please. We have an announcement coming from the clerk of the House as a respect of inauguration of National Assembly Mosque Management Committee. His message reads as follows. This is to announce the inauguration of the National Assembly Mosque Management Committee by His Excellency, the Right Honorable Speaker, on Monday, 17 February 2025, by 2 p.m. at the Honorable Speaker's Conference Room, 301, House of Representatives, New Building. Signed, Dr. Yahya Danzaria, Clerk, House of Representatives. The next assignment is in respect of committee assignments and leadership adjustments. It's my pleasure to inform you that of recent appointments and adjustments to the leadership of our committees necessitated by the signing of additional Regional Development Commission bills into law by His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and in line with our commitment to effective oversight and legislative support for these commissions, the leadership of the House has approved the following changes. Number 1, Committee on Southwest Development Commission. The new chairman will be Honorable Akim Adeyemi. His deputy will be Honorable Clement Akani. Number 2, Committee on North Central Development Commission. The chairman will be Honorable Olawi Rahim Tunji from Kwara, and his deputy will be Honorable Ojogo Donald Kemikampo. Honorable colleagues, to ensure seamless coordination, the leadership has also made slight adjustments to other committees to accommodate these changes as follows. Committee on National Planning and Economic Development. The new chairman will now be Honorable Isiaka Nasuru Adeboega. Committee on Agri-Colleges and Institutions. The new chairman will be Honorable Abiodun Isaac Akilade. Committee on Humanitarian Services. The new chairperson will be Honorable Akande Shadipe Tiwalula. Committee on Ethics and Privileges will now be chaired by Honorable Mustafa Tijani Gali. Committee on Culture will have Honorable Saleh Gabriel Zok as the chair. Committee on Aviation Technology will have Honorable Tajuddin Karim Abisodun as chairman. Then we have new deputy chairmen of some committees, beginning with Committee on Gas Resources. The deputy chairman will be Honorable Alukwa Medinka. Committee on Privatization and Commercialization. Deputy chairman will be Honorable Abdul Malik Ibrahim Danga. Committee on TEDFON and Other Services. The deputy chairman will be Honorable Shehu Dalatu Tafoki. Committee on Public Petitions. Deputy chairman will now be Honorable Matthew Nwogu. Committee on Internal Security of the National Assembly. The deputy chairman will be Honorable Jesse Okijoy Onakulasi. Committee on Reformatory Institutions. The deputy chairman will be Honorable Muhammed Saidu Bargaja. The membership of the Governing Council of the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, NILS. The person that will be representing the Southwest will now be Honorable Kafilat Adetola Ogbara. Should be the member representing Southwest. In this regard, the House leadership expresses its confidence in the capacity of these members to deliver on their responsibilities with diligence, foresight, and commitment to national development. We use this opportunity to urge all members and respective agencies to offer them full cooperation and support. Honorable colleagues, please can we all look to our left side and welcome the Sardauna Arewa Metuta. We have already given him. Point of order concerning the Sardona? No, I will not recognize your point of order because today is his day. No, not at all. And he is from... Absolutely. You are welcome. You are most welcome, Sardona. Honorable colleagues, petitions, anyone with petition? Honorable Oke, as usual, let me allow you to kickstart.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the Speaker of the 10th Assembly, and esteemed colleagues. My name is Barrister Jesse Okejo Onoakalus. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, I represent the Nigerians, especially the heartbeat of Lagos, who should have
How are you? Well done.
Mr. Speaker, I have a petition from the Anifoma Consult Nigeria representing the Obodukwa in Kwale, Ndokwa West Local Government of Delta State, against the Niger Company Limited over what they called corporate environmental recklessness. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, their prayers are well engrafted in this petition, and I seek the leave.
Order, please. Order, 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 please.
Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, the prayers are well engrafted and well spelled out here, and I seek your leave to lay this important petition.
Please go ahead. Honorable Dennis.
Thank you. The Right Honorable Speaker, Your Excellency, the Ian Zazal, PhD. Mr. Speaker, my name is Honorable Dennis Nnamdi Abu. I represent the highly enterprising people of Igbo today in the Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Enugu State. Mr. Speaker, I have a petition from my constituents in the name of Obola for Youth Advocates. They are petitioning this House against the harassment, terrorism, extortion by a team of Nigerian police people led by a certain ASP, Dumbiri. This petition is on extrajudicial killing, illegal policing, and brutalization by Nigerian police, led by ASP Dumbiri and his team from Osuka Area Command. Mr. Speaker, the prayers of these youth, who we have just prevailed on them to keep the peace, to maintain the peace, and rather come through this house of the Nigerian people. They are signed by 20 of them, and their prayers are well spelled out in the body of the prayers. With your kind permission, Mr. Speaker, I would like to approach the chair and lay the petition.
Please go ahead. Any more petitions? Yes, Honorable Ifeanyi.
My dear Speaker, the speaking Speaker, my honorable colleagues, I rise this morning to present a petition from Mr. and Mrs. Abuchi Izuagu against Godwin Nnamdi Uguala for unlawful eviction from their house and the withholding of the money paid to him and the continuous threatening and harassment. The clause of their petition is well spelled out, and I wouldn't want to waste the time of the House. I seek the leave of the House to lay the petition, Your Excellency.
Please go ahead, sir. Honorable Ikenga.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues. My name is Ikenga Imo Ugochinyere. I represent the good people of Idato North, Idato South Federal Constituency. I'm from Imo State. Mr. Speaker, I have a petition from a group of 14 police officers who are one is from my constituent, constituent. Petition is against their unlawful retirement from Nigerian Police Force and refusal by the Police Service Commission to reinstate them despite a substituting court judgment, and seeking the help of this House to help solve it. And secondly, is a petition from Caroline Onyaganam, who is seeking the intervention of the House in a matter concerning brutal assault, criminal conspiracy, denial of fundamental human rights, as well as a move to demolish her family house situated at Waro, Apo District FCT, and a call for the House to help resolve the issue. This offensive is being carried by one Musa Todo and Elia Bulus. With your kind permission, Mr. Speaker, I want to proceed to lay the petition.
Please go ahead. Yes, my dear brother.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Respected honorable colleagues, I'm Honorable Murphy Osaro Omori. I speak for and on behalf of the good people of Ego, Ikobaka Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Benin City, Edo State, the heartbeat of the nation. Mr. Speaker, I have a petition here from the indigenous people of Ugbawa community, Benin City, against the management of the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, particularly Mrs. Christabel Itoan Osawaro Loku, and the management staff of Federal Ministry of Land, Housing, and Urban Development, Benin Zone. This petition is for the illegal conversion, fraudulent sale of our federal government acquired land at Ugbawa, Benin City, the criminal misappropriation of the proceeds running into hundreds of millions of naira, official corruption and abuse of office. Mr. Speaker, this petition is signed by Pa Andrew Ifaluyu Ekwe, Chief Osamige Ero, Elder Benjamin Yari, and Honorable Osaimore Ojo. Mr. Speaker, with your leave and the leave of the House, I would like to step forward to lay this petition.
Please go ahead, Honorable Edu, or is it Matthew? No, Edu. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am Honorable Engineer Edu Emeka G. I represent Onitsha North and Onitsha South Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Anambra State. I have a petition from one of my constituents, Chief Ifani Ilo. This petition is duly signed by his legal practitioner, FAR Obi Okafo. And the petition is on illegal and fraudulent auctioning of Toyota Highlander with chassis number JTEDP2 1A1600 94250 belonging to Chief Ifani Ilo by the Nigerian Customs Service, Tinkan Command. Mr. Speaker, with your leave and leave of the House, may I lay the petition?
Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Ambarura.
Mr. Speaker, my respected colleagues, I'm Honorable Bella Isa Ambarura. I'm representing the people of Godaba and Elela Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Sokoto State. Mr. Speaker, my respected colleagues, I have a petition from one Sergeant Abubakar Idris for a wrongful dismissal from service. In that respect, he has written to the Committee of House on Public Petition in order to do something for this injustice and unfair termination of service, or from service. Mr. Speaker, with the League of the House and the members of this Honorable House, I would like to raise the petition on behalf of Sergeant Abubakar Idris. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Please go ahead. Any more petitions? Honorable Fatoba.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. The Agbakin of his land. I remain Fatoba Olushola. I represent the entire people of Ado Ekiti, the fellow federal constituency. I'm from Ekiti State. Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, I have a petition this morning, and the petition is from Mr. Femi Louis Ogunleye. It's on the unlawful termination of employment by the National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency. This particular petition has been brought to the House in the Ninth Assembly and was dealt with, but up to this present moment, nothing has been done from the side of the NDLA. That is why we are representing this petition. May I seek for your kind permission, sir, to lay this petition? Thank you, sir.
Please go ahead. Any more petitions? Honorable, okay? Yeah, are you okay for today? Are we okay with the petitions?
Yes, okay, but next week we have more.
Thank you. God bless you. All petitions referred to the Committee on Public Petitions for further legislative action. Honorable colleagues, the first motion of the day is coming from Honorable Engineer Muhammed Buba Jajere. Honorable Jajere is hereby directed to rise and move his motion.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Engineer Muhammad Buba Jajere. I represent the good people of Fika Fune Federal Constituency. I am from Yobe State. I have a matter here of urgent public importance on the urgent need to provide security following armed robbery attack at Ngalda Market, Fika local government area of Yobe State. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to the first leg? Can't see the face clearly. The man with the black hat. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Who is it?
Distinguished colleagues, Basi Akwa is my name. I speak for Kalau Municipality, Odugban Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm a proud cross-bearer. Mr. Speaker, I rise before you and before this house this morning to second the first leg of the motion as moved by my colleague. I still second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Second leg of the motion. Yes, sir. Is it Ningi? Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My respected colleagues, my name is Honorable Adama Hashim Ranga, representing the good people of Ningi Federal Constituency. I'm from Bauchi State. I rise to second the second leg of the motion presented by my honorable colleague, Jajere. I so scan.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Honorable Jajere, you have the floor.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. The House notes that Ngalda people are known to be peace-loving people and do go about their daily activities, including trading without any form of intimidation and violence of any part. Further note that on the 20th day of January, a group of unknown armed robbers attacked Ngalda Market in Fika local government area and carted away goods and cash worth millions of naira. Worried that the armed men in the process of this despicable act, 17 lives were lost, while several others sustained varying degree of life-threatening injuries. Disturbed that this attack is one of so many being perpetrated not only in Yobe State but the country at large, while the perpetrators of these heinous acts sometimes go scot-free. Concerned that while our security agencies are doing their best, more needs to be done to rid our dear nation of these criminal elements living in our midst. The House therefore resolves to direct relevant government agencies such as Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, National Emergency Management Agency, Northeast Development Commission, the Small and Medium-Scale Enterprise Development Agency, SMEDAN, and the Nigeria Police and other military outfits through appropriate committees of the House to 1, provide financial assistance and relief materials to traders and families of the deceased affected by the attack. 2, offer free medical assistance and support to the victims. 3, provide adequate protection and security measures for the market and its environs. And 4, investigate the incident thoroughly and bring the perpetrators to justice. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you so much.
Any seconder? Honorable Sani.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues. I am Sani Ibrahim Tanko. I represent the very hardworking people of Shiragiade from Bauchi State. I rise to second the motion heavily moved by Engineer Buba Jajiri. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. This motion is referred to committees on humanitarian affairs, national emergency, Northeast Development Commission, small and medium-scale enterprises development, the Nigerian police for further legislative action. The next motion is coming from Honorable Gaza Jonathan. If Honorable Gaza is around, please can you rise and move your motion?
The Speaker, my esteemed colleagues, my name is Gaza Jonathan Pefi, and I represent the people of Karu, Kefi, Kokona Federal Constituency of Nasarawa State. I rise under Order 8 Rule 5 to present a matter of urgent public importance with the topic of a call for immediate improvement of operations at the Absan and Garaku toll gates in Nasarawa State. I move that it's urgent and our rules be suspended to enable me to take this motion. I so move.
Any seconder to the first leg of the motion? Honorable Tafoki.
Right Honorable Speaker, sir, very distinguished colleagues, I remain Honorable Engineer Shehu Alhatu Tafoki. I represent Paskari Gankara Sabwa. I'm from Katsina State. I rise to second the first leg of the motion, ably moved by my brother, senior colleague, Honorable Jonathan Gather. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Second leg of the motion. Any seconder? Honorable Komoti.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. My name is Kwamoti Bitrus Lowry, and I represent Jamsa Numa Lamude Federal Constituency. I rise to second the second leg of the motion. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Honorable, you have the floor.
The House notes that the House eulogizes the initiative of the toll operations by the federal government on the Abuja-Akwanga-Lafia-Makurdi Road corridor to repay the $460.8 million loan obtained from the China Exim Bank for the road's rehabilitation and upgrade, which was officially launched on Tuesday, 4th February 2025. The House also notes that these toll gates are intended to generate revenue for road maintenance, just as we have in other areas of the world and parts of Nigeria like the airports, the Lekki toll gates. Also, payment options usually include electronic methods and cash options. In some cases, payments can be made in advance, and a sticker placed on your car for electronic payments which make movement seamless for the commuters. The House is worried that the toll operations on the Abuja-Akwanga axis have instead become a major source of hardship and frustration for Nigerians, as current operational modalities for running them have resulted in severe traffic congestion, turning what should be a relatively short journey into an agonizing ordeal. For instance, a journey from Lafia to Abuja, which previously took approximately 2 hours, 30 minutes, now stretches to an unbearable 5 hours or more. Aware that this dramatic increase in travel time has significantly negatively impacted on commuters, on businesses, and the overall economy. It causes delays in delivery of goods and services, increases fuel consumption, and leads to loss of productivity. More importantly, it inflicts immense stress and hardship on individuals, families, and businesses. This even led to a scenario where a woman delivered a child on the road during one of these traffic incidences due to no movement of traffic. The House is also aware that a good portion of the road has not been completed, and these areas of construction are constituting a death trap, as a lot of my constituents have lost their lives in crossing the road due to the non-organized nature of traffic because of the construction work. The House is concerned that the situation is rapidly deteriorating and, if left unchecked, has the potential to escalate into a chaotic and anarchic situation. We cannot afford to ignore this pressing issue. The House is also concerned that this is about the only road that tolls are being collected in the country as of now, which is against the principle of federal character. All collections of roads should start at the same time. The House therefore resolves to call on the federal government to improve the operational framework of the Garako-Abson toll gates immediately, mandate the relevant committees of the House to investigate the contract concerning the toll gates, the operations of these toll gates. This investigation should include, but not limited to, the reasons for the persistent traffic congestion, the feasibility of alternative traffic management systems, and uniformity of toll collections all over the world. And lastly, urge the relevant government agencies to explore immediate alternative solutions to alleviate traffic congestion in the short term at all toll gates by considering as an interim measure, emphasis, a manual cash collection system to replace the current electronic tax collection system, just as is done at the Nnamdi International Airport, till a more lasting and efficient solution is found. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Honorable Umaru.
Thank you, Excellency, Mr. Speaker, my respected colleagues. Jeremiah Umaru is my name, and I represent Akwanga, Nasarawa, Egowomba Federal Constituency from Nasarawa State. Mr. Speaker, I stand to second the motion ably moved by my elder brother. I so second. Thank you very much.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committees on Works, Public Procurement, and Federal Road Safety for further legislative action. The next motion is coming from Honorable Peter Anikwe. If Honorable Anikwe is around, please can you rise and move your motion?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Peter Anekwe. I represent the good people of Anambra East and West. I'm from Anambra State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning under Order Arrow 5 to enable me to take this motion of urgent importance. Motion on the need to critically wade into the ongoing crisis between the Ebago Aguleri and Umuoji Umuobanam. I so submit, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to the first leg of the motion? Can you see the face properly? Yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Honorable Paul Ekpo. I represent the people of Etinan, Nsetibom, and Nsetubiom. I'm from Akwa Ibom State. I stand this morning to second the motion as ably moved by my dear brother. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is it. Honorable Kafilat, can you second the second leg? We have not been hearing your voice for quite some time now.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues. My name is Kafilat Ogbara. I represent Koshofe Federal Constituency, and I'm from Lagos State, the Center of Excellence. I rise this morning to second the second leg of the motion ably moved by my colleague. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is it. Honorable Peter, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Once again, my name is Honorable Peter Anekwe. I represent the good people of Anambra East and West. I'm from Anambra State. The House knows that Ebago Aguleri and Umuoji Umuobanam community in Anambra East and West Federal Constituency of Anambra State are currently immersed in a brutal land dispute for over 2 weeks now. Also note that the ongoing crisis has escalated to other communities in Aguleri and Anam, leaving many dead, many people injured, and so many others displaced. Concerned that the right of life, dignity of human person, personal liberty, and right to movement constitute imperative aspect of the fundamental human rights, as enshrined in 99 Constitution of the Federal Government, Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. Regret that if the ongoing crisis is not urgently managed, it will continue to pose a negative to the fundamental human rights herein itemized, with destruction of more life and property as its devastating result. That the ongoing House resolved to urge the security agencies to forestall further brutality and restore peace and tranquility in the cited communities. Also urge the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction through the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to swiftly proffer requisite humanitarian assistance to victims and manage the ongoing crisis. To mandate the House Committee on Emergency and Management Agency and legislative compliance to ensure the manifestation of the resolve hearing. To observe a minute silence for those who lost their life in the process of this crisis. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Honorable Harris.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Uchenna Harris Okonkwo. member representing Idemili North and South Federal Constituency. I am from Anambra State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second this most important motion moved by my dear friend, brother, colleague. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committees on Humanitarian Affairs and Emergency and Disaster Preparedness for further legislative action. Shall we rise for a minute silence, please? May the soul of the departed rest in peace. Honorable colleagues, the business of the day is presentation of report of the Conference Committee on a bill for an act to prohibit the exportation of maize in large commercial quantities out of Nigeria and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Babajimi Benson, Honorable Benson is hereby invited to present the report. I think Honorable Lambarura, please go and present the report. Before the honorable colleagues, just to put on record that the announcer of the General Murtala Muhammed Memorial is Honorable Moses Oluwatoyin Painka, member representing Mushin True Federal Constituency of Lagos. Just to put on record, please. Honorable Lambarura, please can you present the report on behalf of Honorable Babajimi Benson?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Okay, I should give the report to you. Okay.
Since the man from Ikorodu is around, we thought they are trapped in... Okay, please go ahead then.
Mr. Speaker, my esteemed colleagues, I am Honorable Bello Isa Ambarura, representing Gwarabawa Ilela Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Sokoto State. Mr. Speaker, I rise up to submit a report on the Conference Committee on a bill for an act to prohibit the exportation of maize or its derivatives in large commercial quantities out of Nigeria and for related matters. Mr. Speaker, I would like to crave the indulgence of the House to lay the report for further legislative actions. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Rashid.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I am Honorable Abdullah Rashid, member representing the Kunafada Federal Constituency from Gombe State. I rise to second a motion that the House do receive the report of the Conference Committee on a bill for an act to prohibit the exportation of maize in large commercial quantities out of Nigeria and for related matters. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, sir.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it.
Honorable Ajilo.
Honorable Lambarura, please proceed and leave the report.
Please, let's dismantle that caucus there. You are disturbing the speaker. Thank you.
The first order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to repeal the National Lottery Act No. 7 of 2005 and the National Lottery Amendment Act No. 6 of 2017, and to enact the Central Gaming Bill to regulate the operation and business of all forms of online and remote gaming across the geographical boundaries of the federating units and beyond the borders of Nigeria. Provide for conduct of gaming in the Federal Capital Territory and enhance revenue generation for the Federation and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Benjamin Okezi-Kalu and 6 other honorable members. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 6 February 2025. I'll now invite Honorable Salami on behalf of Honorable Benjamin Kalu to move that the bill be read a second time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Bamidele Salam. I represent the North, the South, Egbedore, Ejigbo Federal Constituency of Osun State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning to move that the bill for an act to repeal the National Lottery Act No. 7 of 2005 and the National Lottery Amendment Act No. 6 of 2017, and to enact the Central Gaming Bill to regulate the operation and business of all forms of online and remote gaming across the geographical boundaries of the federating unit and beyond the borders of Nigeria. Provide for the conduct of gaming in the Federal Capital Territory and enhance revenue generation for the Federation and for related matters. Be read for the second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to this? Honorable David.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I remain Ogel David Agada, member representing Oju Obifera constituency. I'm from Benue State, the food basket of the nation, and a proud Igede son. I rise this morning to second the second reading of this bill for an act to repeal the National Lottery Act No. 7 of 2005 and National Lottery Amendment Act of No. 6 of 2017, HB 2062. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable colleague, this is an establishment bill. It does not require much debate. I'm sure whatever is needed to be done will be done at the level of public hearing. So with your kind permission, we'll go ahead and put the question. Those in support of this bill should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This bill will be referred or is referred to the Committee on Governmental Affairs for further, the clerk, read it at first.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to repeal the National Lottery Act No. 7 of 2005 and the National Lottery Amendment Act No. 6 of 2017, and to enact the Central Gaming Bill to regulate the operation and business of all forms of online and remote gaming across the geographical boundaries of the federating units and beyond the borders of Nigeria. Provide for the conduct of gaming in the Federal Capital Territory and enhance revenue generation for the Federation and for related matters. Second reading.
This bill is referred to the Committee on Governmental Affairs for further legislative action. Honorable colleagues, the second order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act Cap A12, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to make provision for establishment of Federal College of Agriculture and Animal Husbandry, Talase, Gombe State, and for related matters. Standing in the name of the House Leader, honorable members will recall that the bill was transmitted by the Senate seeking concurrence of the House of Representatives. The bill was read the first time on Thursday, 6 February 2025. I now invite Honorable Julius, the House Leader, to move that the bill be read a second time.
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Ali, thank you very much
No,
for coming to this side of the chamber. I will make an announcement shortly after the leader has concluded the business of the day.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Sit where you are, don't get up. Mr. Speaker, Professor Julius Ionvere Owan Federal Constituency, Edo State. I rise to move that a bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act, Cap A12, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria of 2004, as amended, to make provision for the establishment of Federal College of Agriculture and Animal Husbandry, Talase, Gombe State, and for related matters, SB 297, be read a second time. This is a Senate bill.
Okay. The minority leader, please can you second?
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, Mr. Speaker, you noted that the minority leader is seated here, perhaps as the deputy speaker. In a joint.
Yeah, I think it's an indication that something good is coming.
It's an arrangement between the majority and minority. Majority is producing the deputy speaker.
Well, it's an indication something good is coming from the other side.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion as very well moved by the House Leader. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is it. Clerk.
Honorable Bob. Honorable Barrister Bob. Honorable Barrister Bob, please order.
Right, Honorable
You're
Speaker.
on the aisle, please.
Honorable members, a bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act Cap 812 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 as amended to make provision for establishment of Federal College of Agriculture and Animal Husbandry, Talase, Gombe State, and for related matters. Second reading.
This bill is referred to the Committee of the Whole for further legislative action. The third order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to establish Kofa Bebeji Entrepreneur University, Kano, and to make comprehensive provisions for its due management and administration and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Jibrin Abdul Mumin. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 6 February 2025.
Order, please. Order, members, orders. Order,
I now
please.
invite
Order, please.
Honorable Abdul Mumin to move that the bill be read a second time.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Abdul Mumin Jibrin. I represent Iru Bebeji Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Kano State. Mr. Speaker, with the leave of Mr. Speaker, and the House, with the leave of the House, I rise to move for a bill for an act to establish the Kofa Bebeji Entrepreneurs University, Kano State, to provide for full-time courses, teaching, instructions, and training in technology, applied science, art and social sciences, humanities and management, and for related matters. I here move for this bill to be read for the second time, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Hassan Hussein, let it be.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Hassan Sheikh Hussein. I represent the good people of Nasarawa Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, by emphasis, I am from Concosia Instruction. I rise to second the motion heavily moved by my senior colleague. I so second.
Absolutely. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Aye. Those against should say nay. This is Concosia compliant. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. This is, honorable colleagues, an establishment bill which does not require much debate. I would rather advise that we wait until we read the public hearing, where we'll debate clause by clause on the main subject matter. So with your kind permission, we go ahead and put the question. Those in support of this bill should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to establish Kofa Bebeji Entrepreneurs University, Kano, and to make comprehensive provision for its due management and administration and for related matters. Second reading.
This bill is referred to the Committee on University Education for further legislative action. The fourth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, by amending Part 1 of the fourth schedule and creating additional 3 states, being Ogun State, Ijebu State, and Ife-Ijesa State, and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Olole Oke. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 8 October 2024. And now invite Honorable Wale Oke to move that the bill be read a second time. Not on the floor? This bill is stepped down by the leave of the House. The fifth order of the day, honorable colleagues, is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to establish lower courts, designated district and magistrate courts for the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, with jurisdiction over civil and criminal causes and matters, and for the appointment of district court judges and magistrates and of other court officers, and for other purposes relating to or connected with the administration of civil and criminal justice, and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Adamu Ibrahim Gamawa, honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 5th December 2024. I now invite Honorable Gamawa to move that the bill be read a second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Right Honorable Dr. Tajuddin Abbas, GCON, my honorable colleagues, I rise this morning to move that a bill for an act to establish lower court designated district and magistrate courts for the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, with jurisdiction over civil and criminal causes and matters, and for the appointment of district court judges and magistrates and of other court officers, and for other purposes relating to or connected with the administration of civil and criminal justice, and for related matters, HB 1947, be read the second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Daura?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, my distinguished honorable colleagues. I am Honorable Sani Lawal, representing Zongo Peripheral Constituency. I'm from Kazana State. I rise this afternoon to second the motion for the bill to read for the second time. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Honorable colleagues, this again is an establishment bill. With your kind permission, we'll just go ahead and put the question. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to establish lower courts designated district and magistrate courts for the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, with jurisdiction over civil and criminal causes and matters, and for the appointment of district court judges and magistrates and of other court officers, and for other purposes relating to or connected with the administration of civil and criminal justice and for related matters. Second reading.
This bill is referred to the Committee on FCT Judiciary for further legislative action. The sixth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the National Agricultural Development Fund, Act 2022, and for related matters, standing in the names of Honorable Bello A. Kaoji and Honorable Shaba Ahmed Adam. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 5th February 2025. I now invite Honorable Kaoji to move that the bill be read a second time.
Right Honorable Abdul Muhammad Jibril. Order, please.
Is Kaoji on the floor? No? This bill is stepped down by the leave of the House. The seventh order of the day is a motion on rescission of Clause 14, subsection 2, B, C, and D of the Southwest Development Commission Bill 2025, pursuant to Order 9, Rule 1, 6 of the Standing Orders of the House of Representatives, standing in the name of Honorable Francis A. Waeve. Honorable Waeve is hereby invited to move the motion. In his absence, his deputy will move it.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My esteemed colleagues, I am Honorable Bello Isa Ambarura. I'm representing the people of Guadabawa and Ilela Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am from Sokoto State. Mr. Speaker, my esteemed colleagues, I rise up to present a motion on a rescission of Clause 14, subsection 2, B, C, and D of the Southwest Development Commission Bill 2025. Pursuant to Order 9, Rule 1, subsection 6 of the Standing Orders of the House of Representatives. Mr. Speaker, the House may wish to know that the Southwest Development Commission Bill Establishment HB 283/2024 was passed by the National Assembly. Aware of the need to rescind the provisions of Clause 14, subsection 2, B, C, and D of the bill to be in tandem with the similar federal government bodies. Cognizance of the need to incorporate the new changes into the bill. Resolve, resign its decision on the Clause 14, 2, Section B, C, and D of the bill and recommit same to the Committee of the Whole for consideration. Mr. Speaker, my distinguished list, I so submit. Thank you.
Honorable Faleke.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is James Abiodun Faleke. I represent Ikeja Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion ably moved by the Chairman of Business and Rules. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is it. This bill is referred to the Committee of the Whole for further legislative action. The eighth order of the day is a motion on alleged fraudulent practices in the payment of contractors by the Office of the Federal Ministry of Finance and Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, standing in the names of Honorable Paul Namchi and two other honorable members. Honorable Namchi is hereby invited to move the motion. Honorable Paul.
Is he here? Is he back? Mr. Speaker, he's not back. He's talking Sokoto. Can I take it?
Yes, please. You can go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The lead, Professor Namchi, is talking Sokoto. They cancelled his flight. I rise to move that this motion on the alleged fraudulent practices in the payment of contractors by the Office of the Federal Ministry of Finance and Office of the Accountant General of the Federation. On this with me is Professor Paul Namchi and Honorable Aminu Sani Jaji. The House knows that the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, mandates transparency, accountability, and prudent management of public funds as fundamental principles of governance. Also knows that Section 15, sub 5 of the Constitution provides that, quote, the state shall abolish all corrupt practices and abuse of power, unquote, which underscores the government's obligation to prevent, investigate, and punish malfeasance practices, particularly in public finance management. Observes there are reports of contractors being coerced into offering kickbacks or facing unjustified deductions from their payments as a condition for processing their invoices by officials of the Federal Ministry of Finance. Alarmed that corrupt practices in contractor payments lead to abandonment of critical infrastructure projects, loss of jobs, and economic hardship, contrary to the objectives of the present administration's economic recovery efforts, worried that the unrestrained continuation of these practices discourages credible investors and undermines faith in the government's ability to uphold transparency and accountability. Also worried that if these allegations are not thoroughly investigated and addressed, contractors will lose confidence in the government's engagements, leading to slowed economic development and failed infrastructure projects nationwide. Appreciates that this situation demands an urgent and decisive response in line with Section 88, sub 1 and 2, that empowers the National Assembly to investigate any matter related to the administration of laws within its legislative competence and conduct any official or department responsible for public revenue and expenditure. Resolves to 1, urge the federal government to A, strengthen internal controls and enforce strict penalties for officials found culpable in corrupt practices within the payment system, and B, establish a transparent and accountable digital payment system to eliminate discretionary human interference in contract payments, ensure timely disbursement and compliance with due process, and 2, mandate the committees on finance to investigate the allegations of fraudulent practices in the payment of contractors by officials of Federal Ministries of Finance and Accountant General's Office in the past 3 years to identify the perpetrators and recommend appropriate sanctions and report within 4 weeks for further legislative action. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Honorable Stanley.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker, the Ian Zazao. I am Honorable Adedeji Stanley Olajide, representing the people of Ibadan Northwest Southwest Federal Constituency of your state. I rise to second this all-important motion, ably moved by Honorable Julius Inhabere, the House Leader. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Finance for further legislative action. The ninth order of the day is a motion on the need to investigate the budget expenses and activities of all Nigerian research institutes from 2010 to date, standing in the name of Honorable Ganiu Adele Ayuba. Honorable Ganiu is hereby invited to move the motion.
Thank you, our amiable Speaker, the Yara Sanza of our time. Abdul Ganiu Adele Ayuba is my name. I speak for and on behalf of Alimosho Federal Constituency, the most populated federal constituency in the country. Mr. Speaker, with the leave of this distinguished House, I rise to move this important motion that rests solely on the need to investigate the budget expenses and activities of all Nigeria Research Institute from 2010 to date. Mr. Speaker, the House notes that over 65 Nigeria Research Institutes were established with the core mandate of conducting research in various fields of knowledge for scientific, social, and economic development of this country. The House also noted that in carrying out their core mandate, funds were proposed by these research institutes annually in the national budget to carry out their obligation efficiently and effectively. Aware that over the years, the National Assembly, in exercise of its constitutional duties, approved billions of naira to this research institute to conduct research to advance the technological, social, and economic development of the nation. Mr. Speaker, the House concerned that notwithstanding the huge amount of money budgeted in the various appropriation acts and released to this research institute, there is little evidence to support the substantial amount released for their researches. The House also concerned that the core mandate of this research institute may not be achieved and the nation's scarce resources may continue to go down the drain. The House taking cognizance of the need to investigate the activities of this research institute, vis-a-vis, one, the budgetary releases from 2010 to date and their implementation for the purpose of which the money were budgeted for. Two, the outcome of the research and feasible impact of the technological, social, and economic development of the nation. The House hereby resolved to mandate the Committee on Science Research Institute, Science Technology, Science Engineering, and National Agencies for Science and Engineering, NASEN, to investigate the activity of the Research Institute, vis-a-vis budget releases from 2010 to date, their utilization and research outcome, to determine the level of their compliance in achieving their core mandates. Mr. Speaker, I hereby move. Thank you for this rare opportunity.
Honorable Shaba, is it Shaba?
Agwe, sir.
Please go ahead, sir.
Mr. Speaker, my name is Honorable Danladi Suleiman Agwe, member representing the good and very fantastic people of Lokoja, Kogi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Kogi State. I hereby second the motion, ably moved by my honorable colleague. I hereby second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committees on Science Research Institutions, Science and Technology, Science Engineering, and National Agency for Science and Engineering, NASENI, for further legislative action. The 10th order of the day is a motion calling on the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, to pay off all outstanding contract debts to contractors that have completed their contracts with the Commission. Standing in the name of Honorable Pascal Abodike. Honorable Pascal is hereby invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, the Ian Zazel. Thank you, dear honorable colleagues. I am Right Honorable Dr. Pascal Abodike. I represent here the Federal Constituency of Anambra State, where we have the best performing governor, Professor Achukwuma Masoludo. Mr. Speaker, I have a motion calling on the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, to pay off all outstanding contract debts to contractors that have completed their contract within the commission. The House notes that the Niger Delta Development Commission was established to ameliorate the standard of living of the people of the region due to ecological challenges faced as a result of exploration of oil minerals in the Niger Delta area. Also notes that to improve the living standard of the people of the region, in provision of goods and services, also in provision of social infrastructure, the Commission engages the services of contractors which are from various parts of the country. Aware that most of these contractors take loans from banks using their property as collateral to execute those contracts with the hope of being paid at the completion of the contract. Also aware that where these payments are not met within the required period, those properties used as collateral are thereafter confiscated by banks. And this has been the fate of most contractors engaged by NDDC in the last 8 years or more. Concerned that most contractors that have been engaged by the Commission in the last 8 years have complained of non-payment of contract award, even after completing their contract award. Also concerned that non-payment have left most of those contractors homeless, heavily burdened with debt, leading to untimely death of some contractors. Further concerned that this has brought a very negative reputation to the Commission and to Nigeria, being a commission established by the Act of the National Assembly of Nigeria. The House resolved, Mr. Speaker, to mandate the House Committee on NDDC to investigate the matter with a view of identifying the contractors, determine the total outstanding debt, recommend payment plan, and report back within 6 weeks for further legislative actions. Mr. Speaker, I so move. Thank you.
Any comment or amendment? Amendment. Who is the person? Honorable Nweke.
Right, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members. My name is Nweke Felix Uche. I represent Eleme Tai, Oyibo Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, this is a very good motion. I'm sure that if NDDC has money, they will pay. But then, if you check the heading of the motion,
and the prayers, it does not go. The prayers shows that this should be an investigative motion. And at the same time, the heading is calling on Niger Delta Development Commission to pay off. You have arrived at a conclusion to pay off. And at the same time, you are mandating NDDC Committee of the House to investigate, verify, ascertain how much they are owing. I think that this motion should be withdrawn and recast properly, sir. Thank you.
So what are you amending?
My amendment is to change the heading.
Any seconder to that? I agree with you. Seconder to the amendment he is proposing. Because the prayer contradicts, to me, it contradicts the heading. He is asking for investigation. That is the prayer of the motion. Whereas the heading is talking straight away to direct to pay, which means you have concluded beyond reasonable doubt that the issue has been established. And then at the prayer side, you are asking for investigation, which don't flow together. I think what Honorable Nweke mentioned, to me, makes a lot of sense. Yes, Honorable Pascal.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, looking at the prayers of this motion, the prayers read, the House mandates the Committee on NDDC to investigate the matter. To investigate, one, with the view of identifying the contractors. When they investigate, they identify the contractors and those people that were owed, that were being owed since 8 years. Then determine the outstanding contract debt. To determine the debt, the amount that were being owed. And then recommend payment plan.
Honorable Pascal, read it again.
Okay.
Read it again.
Okay.
You said to investigate the non-payment of the outstanding contracts.
House mandate the Committee on NDDC to investigate the matter with a view of identifying the contractors.
Where is it written like that? That's not what I have here. Read what is on the other paper.
Mandate the Committee on NDDC, National Development Commission, to investigate. Okay, no, the prayer.
We are relying on what is on the other paper, not what you have personally.
Okay,
do you now understand why he is making that case?
I have to amend the prayer, Mr. Speaker.
So he is amending it now.
Okay.
For you.
Okay. The people that typed it, that is not from.
Well, that is not what you should be telling us here. It's what is on the other paper that you also are also supposed to read, not what you have on your personal documents. So, anyone to second the amendment raised? Honorable Martins.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Honorable Martin Sessin. I represent the people of Oron, Mbu, Okobo, Udunko, Urefa Orugo Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, mine is not to second. It is clear that there is a disjoint between the title of this motion and the prayers of the motion. So I want to move that this motion be stepped down pending a proper reconciliation of the title of the motion and the prayers of the motion. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues,
you cannot raise another prayer or amendment when there is an existing one that has not been seconded. Anyone who is willing to second the first amendment, I think Honorable Zakaria, I saw your hands.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, the Ian Zazao. I remain Dauda Zakaria Nyamfa, member representing the people of Madagali, Michika Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion above me by my colleague, Dr. Felix Uche. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Those in support of this amendment should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Any seconder to the main motion? As contribution, we have already taken an amendment to the prayer. If you want to second, I can yield the floor to you.
Honorable Tijani, order, please. Please sit down. Honorable Tijani, order, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Right Honorable Comrade Chinedu Ogao, and I represent the good people of Iku and Ezasa Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Ebonyi State. I rise this afternoon to second the motion able moved by my friends, Honorable Pascal Agbodike. I hereby second.
Those in support of this motion as amended should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on NDDC for further legislative action. Honorable colleagues, the next order of the day is presentation of report of the Committee on Appropriations on debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to authorize the issue from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the Federation the total sum of 54 trillion 990 billion 165 million 355,396 naira only, of which 3 trillion 645 billion 761 million 358,925 naira only is for statutory transfers. 14 trillion 317 billion 142 million 689,548 naira only is for the debt service. 13 trillion 64 billion 9 million 682,673 naira only is for recurrent non-debt expenditure, while the sum of 23 trillion 963 billion 251 million 624,250 naira only is for contribution to the development fund for capital expenditure for the year ending 31st December 2025. Standing in the name of Honorable Abubakar Kabir Abubakar. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read to the committee on Thursday, 19 December 2024. The report is ready for presentation. Therefore, Honorable Abubakar is hereby invited to present the report.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Honorable colleagues. My name is Abubakar Kabir Bichi, member representing Bichi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Kano State. I rise to present the report of the Committee on Appropriation that the House do receive the report of the Committee on Appropriation on the bill of an act to authorize the issue from the consolidated revenue funds of the Federation the total sum of 54,990,165,355,396 naira, of which 3,644,761,358,925 naira only is for statutory transfers. 14,317,142,689,548 only is for debt service. 13,064,9,682,673 only is for recurrent non-debt expenditure, while the sum of 23,963,251,624,250 only is for contribution to the government funds for capital expenditure for the year ending on the 31st December 2025. Mr. Speaker, I so present.
Honorable Garwe.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my very highly respected colleagues. My name is Right Honorable Igariwe Iduma Enwa. I represent Afikpo and Eda Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker. I'm from Ebonyi State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second this motion that we do receive this very important report. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Honorable Bichi, please proceed and lay your report. Right, honorable colleagues, we'll take a short break to resume by 1:30 p.m. to continue with the consideration of the reports of the appropriation bill. 1:30, we'll resume back. Okay?
Leader, it's true. You want to